I remember how your parents always said, why don't you just go play outside? Well, a neighborhood in Central Florida is trying to ban kids from actually doing that. Our legal guys are back. Avery Friedman in Washington, Richard Herman in Las Vegas. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we're talking about, it sounds crazy on the surface, but there's a good argument on both sides, right? Edgewater, Florida, this homeowners association for 48 townhomes is saying it's just not safe for kids to be playing tag, skateboarding, riding their bikes, etc., in the parking lot right in front of the townhomes there. And if you do so, there's going to be a $100 fine for every violation. So, Richard, can HOA really do this lawfully?
Yeah, they can, Fred. They can and they should. Homeowner associations, condominium boards, co-op boards, they're charged with regulating the common areas for these facilities. And what this board is saying is that for safety reasons, this is a parking lot. Kids shouldn't be riding. And if one of these kids should get injured or hit by a car, this community is going to get sued for a lot of money. They don't want that. They're trying to protect the environment. If you don't like it, vote new people in the homeowners, have your vote heard, and try to overrule it.
So then I wonder, Avery, is it an issue of, does this neighborhood not have a playground? So the money that people spend,
Exactly.
toward their HOA, does that mean that the HOA now has to be aware of the populace there, that there are kids, there's got to be a safe place for them to play, so why don't they use that money and erect a playground? Might that be a decent argument?
I guess, look, Frederica, the fact is that this activity, this proposal, is a dope slap concept that flies in the face of the Federal Fair Housing Act.
Oh.
Ronald Reagan enacted legislation, signed a law in 1988 that prohibits the Homeowners Association from doing what they are doing. Let me tell you something. Justice Department will be down there. The only one that will bring suit in federal court faster than they will be me. It violates federal law. They can't do it. There's no way they can justify the law. $100 for playing tag? I don't think so.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, we've just heard the beginning of it because we know this is going to be heated for a while now.
You bet.
All right, another heated argument taking place this time before the Supreme Court of the United States. We're talking about Walmart now, where they're beginning to hear arguments, Supreme Court is, and what could be the biggest employment discrimination case in U.S. history. We're talking about 6 women who sued Walmart with discrimination about pay, promotions, but they want it to be much bigger than that. But at issue here, gentlemen, not whether there is, a viable fight here in court, but whether a class action suit can be too big. So, Avery, where's this going? That's what this court has to decide first, right?
Right. And the court, basically the argument is that, look, women by the thousands have been underpaid by Walmart. Walmart basically saying, hey, we underpay everybody. But seriously, it's a case where the size of the class indeed will be the largest. The U.S. Court of Appeals said yes, it's satisfactory to have a class action matter. Justice Scalia said, well, I'm whipsawed by that kind of thinking, and I think what we're looking for is a 5-4 reversal which upheld the class. The case will be thrown out. That means there will be thousands of individual cases, which means
oh my goodness.
The case will never move forward.
So, Richard, 1.5 million women as part of this class action would just simply be too large.
Mega class, and I don't want to agree with Avery, especially today, but I'm going to have to agree with him. I think this is going nowhere. I'm going to have to. Kennedy and Ginsburg voiced serious concerns about the calculations for damages, as well as the inconsistent pleadings. Was this a centralized discrimination by Walmart, or did the individual managers have so much discretion? Major problems with the case. It's not going to go through. I agree with Avery.
All right, and now we're moving to a case that is oh so embarrassing. Oh my goodness, we're talking about the Italian Prime Minister Berlusconi, scheduled to go to court to trial on Wednesday. He's accused of paying underage young women, particularly one named Ruby, for sex, and then trying to cover it up. But what's interesting here too, that's interesting on the surface, right? But what's even more interesting is that actor George Clooney is among those being called by the defense to testify. Where in the world is this one going, Richard? Why would Clooney be in all this?
First, Fred, your dress is so neon. I don't know when you signed up for the cast of Grease, but I need some shades here because I can't.
Holy smokes.
The pink is overwhelming.
You got the pink memo.
But you look marvelous.
Oh,
you look marvelous,
well,
Fred.
she sure does.
All right, listen. Why is Clooney? Why are they? Why are they bringing him in? Why are they bringing for Ruby the Heart Stealer? Why are they bringing him down for the Bunga Bunga trial? Because Ruby made some comments to the police when she was interviewed, and during the period of time, she said, "Oh, and at one of the dinners, I saw George Clooney with his
Right.
date." So the Clooney's defense team just wants to corroborate her. They want to show, yes, that she wasn't lying to police, because she adamantly denies that Berlusconi even laid a finger on her. So that's going to be hard to prove a rape case if the victim says she was never raped.
Well,
But anyway,
You can finish your point. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, it's a ridiculous case against Berlusconi, like the other 100 previous cases they brought against him.
gosh.
The guy is
Oh,
just
geez.
Teflon.
Oh,
They can't
my
get him.
goodness, that's a lot of
I don't
love for
know.
Berlusconi. So, Avery, I wonder, well, Clooney is saying, okay, yeah, we had a conversation, but it was
Yeah.
about money to Darfur.
Right. It was not about Bunga Bunga. In fact, it was about Darfur. And the fact is that that's exactly right. Ruby, the heart stealer, did identify George at a party. His girlfriend, Elizabetha Canellis, says, well, we weren't there. But the fact that George is on the list, there's 78 people on the list, he's not going to testify in this case. If he does, he's certainly not going to help prosecution. Interesting, but I think it's going nowhere.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely nowhere.
Interesting stuff. All right, it's like a soap opera, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Riveting.
Absolutely.
Okay. Avery, Richard, always good to see you. Yes, I'm totally digging the shades there. That's
look
hot.
at that.
Richard.
Oh, my
Very
goodness
hot.
gracious.
We're digging
Great balls of fire.
outfit, Fred.
No, it's a wonderful
Oh, you all
outfit.
are sweet. I appreciate it. All right, always digging you.
All right, we'll see you
Have a
soon.
great rest of the
All right,
weekend.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.